Hello, grade 7. Our biology lesson today is about animal reproduction. We're going to talk specifically about fertilization and development. First of all, I'm going to remind you about reproduction behavior in animals. Sexual dimorphism is a group of secondary characteristics which permits easy distinction between the male and the female. Mating is necessary for the reproduction. However, some species reproduce without mating. During sexual reproduction, some animals mate. It means the male individual inserts its gametes in the female organism. A great number of animals never mate. They only shed their gametes directly into their surroundings. Following mating, male and female gametes are emitted and fertilization takes place. We're going to talk about fertilization and development in different kinds of animals. Let's start with the fertilization and development in an aquatic medium. And as an example, we're going to talk about sea urchins. In male sea urchins, the testicles, which are the reproductive glands of the male, will release a whitish liquid into the sea. This liquid contains small and mobile gametes called sperm cells. In female sea urchins, the ovaries, which are the female reproductive glands, will emit a thick yellowish liquid which contains the female gametes into the seawater. The ova, it is big and immobile. The meeting of the male and female gametes occurs in water. Only one sperm cell penetrates the ovum. This process is called fertilization and it is external in sea urchins. The development in the sea urchin is indirect. Why? Because the eggs give the larvae, which do not resemble their parents, and later they will be transformed into sea urchins. Now let's move to the fertilization and direct development in an oviparous. What is an oviparous? It's an animal whose young develop inside the eggs that are laid by the female. Example, the hen. When mating, the rooster deposits its sperm cells in the cloaca of the hen. What is the cloaca? The cloaca is a genital orifice in the female. If we look at the picture and follow the pink arrows, we can see that the sperm cells travel from the cloaca all along the oviduct to reach its top. Fertilization takes place at the top of the oviduct. The oviduct is a genital tube in the female. The yolk is the part of the female egg to be fertilized, and after fertilization, the yolk becomes the zygote. The zygote is the cell that results from the union of a sperm cell and an ovum. The result of fertilization is the formation of the egg cell. The hen releases the fertilized egg and sits on it for 21 days. The development in the chick is direct since at birth it resembles its parents. These pictures show the changes from an egg to a chick. In the first picture, we have an egg on the first day of incubation. The germinal disc is visible in the yolk. In the second picture, we have an egg on the fourth day of incubation. The heart and blood vessels are visible. The blood vessels provide the oxygen, the nutrients, and the needed materials for development. In the third picture, we have an egg on the 10th day of incubation. The chick is already formed. And in the last picture, it shows the 21st day of incubation. The chick pierces the shell by its beak and comes out. Now we're still talking about oviparous animals, but we're talking about fertilization and indirect development in an oviparous. Example, the frog. The female frog lays its ova in water, and the male covers them with its sperm cells. These fertilized ova give rise to larvae that become tadpoles and then frogs. This process is called metamorphosis. So first, at hatching, the larvae come out from the eggs. 1 week later, the tadpole swims It respires by its external gills and nourishes on plants. Few weeks later, the gills are replaced by lungs, the hind legs appear, the tadpole becomes a carnivore. Finally, the tadpole has changed into an adult frog. The development in the frog is indirect because the larva at birth undergoes transformations before becoming an adult frog similar to its parents. The tadpoles do not resemble the adult frog because the tadpole is herbivorous and aquatic, while the frog is carnivorous and lives in both aquatic and terrestrial media. Now, we're going to see the fertilization and development in a viviparous. A viviparous is an animal whose embryo develops inside the mother's uterus. Example, the mouse. The male mating organ is the penis. During mating, the male deposits its sperm cells in the vagina of the female. The sperm cells travel the uterus and reach the oviduct. Here in the pictures, we have the reproductive system of a male mouse and the reproductive system of a female mouse. In the reproductive system of a male mouse, we can see the testicle and the penis, and in the reproductive system of a female mouse, we can see the ovary, the oviduct, and the vagina. The ova, liberated by the ovary, will be fertilized in the oviducts. The union of the ovum and the sperm cell gives rise to the zygote. In viviparous, fertilization is internal because it happens inside of the body of the female. The development of the embryo happens in the mother's uterus. At birth, the young resembles its parents. The development is direct. Development in mouse. Here I'm going to introduce the placenta. The placenta is an organ that develops in the uterus of the female during pregnancy. The umbilical cord connects the placenta to the embryo. The placenta provides the maternal blood, the nutrients, and the needed oxygen for the embryo, and it removes carbon dioxide and waste. The development in mice is direct because the babies resemble the adults at birth. At birth, the young mice are small, naked, and blind. Their mother lactates and protects them. Thank you for watching.